Hello everyone and welcome to the J72 Gaming Channel. My name is Jacob, you can just call me Jay here. Today I wanted to look at the progress of the Isle and see where it is here in April 2022. Update 4 has been out for just about 4 months now, and they have made some changes recently that I think have some promising potential. In this video we'll go over what Update 4 brought to the game. There's some map and food location changes that were made, and we'll take a look at the courting animations that they have been slowly showing us to hype up Update 5. And we'll take a look at the latest dev blog, which teased the release of a new creature into the Isle ecosystem. So before we dive into the video, I want to welcome you to subscribe here to join the Sauropod squad. Here on this channel, we're fans of dinosaurs, but love evolved types of video games. I recently just took a 3-month break, but I'm back now and ready to make some content for all of you guys to enjoy. If you want to see more content on Evrima, or other animal survival games, or some just video game genre niche stuff in general, I welcome you guys to subscribe down below. Thanks. Alright all, let's get into this. Let's start off by simply setting the table for where we started with Update 4 back in December. After months of waiting for Update 4 to release, we were finally able to play the diet update, and for me personally, well, it kind of fell flat on release. See, the main problem I had with it was the lack of food locations. Every type of food required for the dinosaurs was mainly in the center of the map, and it just, well, it was pretty boring to play. But I'm happy to say now that the devs released a big change to the update, which is essentially Update 4.5. In this update, they have moved the food around a bunch and even dramatically altered the landscape of the map. Because everyone had been hanging around on what used to be called the Oasis, a pool of water in the center of the map, they decided to drain it to help move players around the map a little bit more. They also found that the northwest section of the map was severely underused by the player base. Although, to be honest, I like to use this area because it was desolate. But I can't argue that reducing the forest in this area in favor of an open prairie was a good choice. This now allows for prairie food to be in this area and for the overall map to have another open space for players to roam. The biggest changes to the map, however, were the changes to the rivers. Stretching from the Central River out east is now a new river that cuts straight through the center of the map. Not only does it split the overused prairie in the center literally in half, but it helps the Deinosuchus and future aquatic creatures of the Isle to have a better migration path between the eastern and western sections of the map. The new river looks pretty good in my opinion, although the Isle map has always been getting better in terms of visual graphics, so I'm glad to see that being the case with this update as well. They did, however, completely remove the water in the area under the Jungle Gorge, which players have been calling the Shallows since the water was too shallow for dinos to submerge in. They took it away because they stated that it was too treacherous for dinos to travel and wanted to grant them an easier route in the newly added river. And while I think this is a good change for the dinos, it's an unfortunate change to the map overall, I'd say. See, the shallow river allowed for a safe place for terrestrial creatures to grab a drink of water, knowing that dinos would not be a concern there. The shallows were also too deep for some juveniles to walk through, so it was a good place to try to ambush smaller prey who was less mobile in the area. I also think it just simply looked good. So honestly, this is a shame that it was drained entirely, but I do think once they move forward with the flood and weather mechanics that they plan to add to the game, that this river may be getting flooded and drained as an ever-changing river. So that could actually be a pretty cool future for the Jungle Gorge. But for now, it's just kind of a sad-looking muddy riverbed that honestly most people will probably avoid. The update also moved the food around the map, and the dev stated that this has helped the detrimental lack of movement seen by the players in the initial Update 4 release. Personally, I haven't had too much time to actually explore the plants and see if they truly are spread out like promised, so let me know down in the comment section below if you have seen an improvement into the diet system this way. Regardless, I do plan to dive into an investigation video where I go around and try to find all the foods in the game to see if they really are kind of where they're supposed to be and spread out. I have high hopes, but I'm just not so sure at this moment, so help me out if you know. The other big news and changes to the game coming up in Update 5 is the highly anticipated nesting and skin system. They have shown off some of our playable creatures' courting animations, which look fairly decent in my opinion. I think some of them are kind of a bit too much though, with the creatures' heads whipping up around and looking like they're about to snap their necks, so, overall they're pretty decent, but, that's it. They'd just be decent. The skin system is also looking to be pretty fleshed out. Personally, I don't like super bright and vibrant colors on creatures that I don't think should have them, like an electric blue Stegosaurus I think is a bit too much. But I know people are really hyped for the skin system so that they can look unique in the world, and that much I can agree with. It's been quite a while that we have had just the two different skins of male and female in the game, and new colors to look at in the world is going to be a nice change for sure. Now, the last thing I have for you all today as far as news goes is in relation to the dev blogs that they have been releasing every month. In these, they have shown off more examples of how the skin system will work, which looks honestly fairly similar to how it was in the legacy version of the game. But I think the most interesting thing announced was the reveal of a new AI creature to soar the skies of the game. The small and likely annoying Pterodactylus, if I said that right. These creatures are meant to be essentially a flying version of the Compy. Wedge, the sound designer, stated that the main reason for these flying little scavengers to exist is to pester and annoy the player, often giving away their position and or trying to steal a freshly killed corpse. Now obviously I think that these things are going to be really annoying gameplay wise, but as far as making a realistic ecosystem, I think it fits the niche that they're going for in this game fairly well. He also said that he has lowered the idling sounds of the playable creatures and removed sounds from the creatures that we play when crouching completely to help kind of find a perfect balance between realism and gameplay. Since the Pterodactylus and Compty are going to be in the game to make noises and notify players of corpse locations, I think this change is a good one. Expect to be keeping a keen ear out for these sounds soon, as sounds have always been an important tool in survival in the Isle, and it seems to only be getting more and more refined and made even more important as time goes on. Alright everybody, that's all I have for this update on the Isle and what they've been doing since Update 4 officially dropped. Again, I welcome you to subscribe here to join the Sauropod squad as we, investigate all these things the Isle update has to offer. I've got plenty more Isle videos planned, as well as other creature survival games, and some variety games here and there, just to kind of spice up the channel. So I welcome you guys to subscribe, and thanks for checking out the video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I have been Jay. Until next time.